Tether, the world's largest stablecoin, wasn't just a financial innovation. It was also at the center of one of the biggest legal showdowns in crypto history. The case that shook investors worldwide, New York versus Tether and Bitfinex. This isn't just about money. This is about trust. Tether, or USDT, is the lifeblood of the crypto market. It's the digital dollar that traders use to move in and out of positions quickly, providing essential liquidity to countless exchanges. With billions of dollars in circulation, it became the backbone of a multi-trillion-dollar industry. The promise was simple and powerful. For every one USDT in existence, there was one US dollar held in a bank account, ready for redemption. A one-to-one backing. It was supposed to be stable, reliable, and completely trustworthy. But as Tether's market cap exploded, so did the questions. Whispers turned into loud accusations. Was every single USDT really backed by a dollar? The company was notoriously opaque about its reserves, resisting calls for a full, independent audit. The crypto community started to get nervous. And in 2019, those doubts finally caught up with them. The New York Attorney General dropped a bombshell, accusing Tether and its sister company, the exchange Bitfinex, of a massive cover-up designed to hide huge financial losses and mislead the very investors who trusted them. The stage was set for a legal war that would define an era. The allegations from the New York Attorney General's office were explosive. They claimed that in 2018, the crypto exchange Bitfinex had lost access to a staggering $850 million of commingled customer and corporate funds. This money was held by a Panamanian payment processor called Crypto Capital Corp, which had its funds seized by authorities in several countries. Instead of disclosing this catastrophic loss to the public, Bitfinex allegedly arranged for a secret line of credit from Tether's reserves to cover the shortfall. This was the core of the legal argument. Tether had been dipping into the very funds that were supposed to be backing its stablecoin, effectively using them to plug a hole in its sister company's balance sheet. During this time, Tether's public statements continued to claim that all its tokens were fully backed by US dollars, but according to the NYAG, that wasn't true. At one point, the reserves had been commingled with other assets, including a loan to Bitfinex that was far from a risk-free liquid asset like cash. The news sent shockwaves across the crypto markets. The price of Bitcoin on Bitfinex suddenly spiked as traders rushed to get their money out of the exchange and into assets they could control. The accusation struck at the heart of the market's stability. If true, this meant billions of dollars in so-called stable coins weren't so stable at all. The entire foundation of trust upon which a huge part of the crypto trading world was built was now under threat. Faced with career-ending accusations, Tether and Bitfinex didn't back down. They came out swinging, denying any wrongdoing. Their lawyers argued that the NYAG's office was overreaching its authority and that the funds weren't lost, but simply seized and safeguarded. They claimed the line of credit from Tether to Bitfinex was a normal business transaction conducted at arm's length, and that it never put customer funds at risk. This kicked off a dramatic two-year clash, the regulator versus the innovator. On one side, a powerful state attorney general aiming to protect investors and enforce transparency. On the other, two of crypto's biggest giants fighting for their survival and defending their business practices for the next 2 years. The crypto world was consumed by what became known as Tether FUD of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Every new court filing, every press release, every legal delay was scrutinized by investors and analysts. The case became a live-fire stress test for the entire industry. Was Tether a house of cards waiting to collapse, potentially taking the whole market down with it? Or was it a resilient company unfairly targeted by regulators who didn't understand the new world of digital finance? Every press release, every court filing, every delay was watched like a live countdown for the entire crypto industry. The fate of billions of dollars hung in the balance. Finally, in February 2021, the standoff came to an end. Tether and Bitfinex reached a settlement with the New York Attorney General's office. They agreed to pay an $18.5 million fine, a relatively small amount for companies of their size. More significantly, they were barred from offering their services to any person or entity in the state of New York. The most crucial part of the settlement, however, was the demand for transparency. Tether was ordered to publish quarterly reports detailing the specific composition of its reserves, forcing the company to finally open its books to public scrutiny. It wasn't a knockout punch. Tether and Bitfinex admitted no wrongdoing in the settlement, and the fine was manageable. But it was a heavy blow. The company had survived the biggest legal threat in its history, but it emerged a different entity, one now operating under the strict, watchful eye of regulators and the skeptical public. The era of blind trust was officially over. Tether had survived, but it would have to prove its stability under stricter scrutiny than ever before. In the years following the settlement, the debate over Tether's reserves hasn't disappeared. The company began publishing its quarterly attestations, which revealed that its reserves were not, in fact, 100% cash. They included a mix of assets like commercial paper, corporate bonds, and even investments in other cryptocurrencies. While Tether has since worked to reduce its exposure to riskier assets and increase its holdings of U.S. Treasury bills, critics remain. They argue that an attestation is not the same as a full, independent audit, and that questions about the quality and liquidity of their reserves persist. Despite this constant scrutiny, a funny thing happened. Tether not only survived, it thrived. USDT remains the dominant stablecoin by a huge margin, its market cap growing to new all-time highs. For many traders and institutions, its long track record and deep liquidity outweigh the lingering transparency concerns. The New York lawsuit taught the market a vital lesson. Trust in finance isn't just about innovative code or a powerful brand. It's about transparency, accountability, and the long, hard work of proving your worth. In the world of decentralized money, transparency and trust are as valuable as the technology itself. The story of Tether's legal battle is more than just a chapter in crypto history. It is a powerful reminder that the future of this industry won't just be shaped by developers in their garages or traders on their screens. It will be shaped in the courtroom, under the harsh lights of legal scrutiny. This battle for trust is far from over. If you want to discover more of the hidden stories that are defining the world of crypto, make sure to subscribe to DCA Crypto. Thanks for watching.